You can reject somebody without being this level of disrespect.
Tell me why I get so mad when an ugly man approaches me or tries to hit on me. Like, the audacity, like...
He's like, what's your name? Why won't you tell me your name? I'm like, you're bothering me right now. I'm literally exercising.
A man out of these 2 billion choose to walk up to you.
Your mom.
Wow.
Your mama, your daddy. You're mad because you got rejected.
The complete opposite. I actually think that that's a very poor choice, because if this person was drunk to a certain level and he started swinging on you, you having the phone in your hand, your words that you were using, they're not going to be able to protect you. A woman is indeed a weaker vessel. And so you trying to go tit for tat or toe to toe with him and being disrespectful and being loudmouthed or whatever and calling him all kinds of, degrading things, BAN and all that kind of stuff. I just think that definitely was not necessary. You're showing out for social media and you're showing out for TikTok, and other women watching this can take a page out of your book and it can lead them in very dangerous scenarios.
Weirdo. Your mom.
Wow.
Your mama, your daddy. I can't hear what you're saying. You're mad because you got rejected. Yeah.
Doing too much. You can reject somebody without being this level of disrespectful. You can easily say, listen, I hear what you're saying. I'm hearing you, but I'm genuinely not interested and you're making me feel uncomfortable. Bottom line. But the thing with me, I'm not going to sit there and allow that person to still stand there if I feel uncomfortable. I'm going to move. Okay?
See, this lady is asking for hands to be put on her. Now, some guys will most likely do it. Seriously. Because she goes off, right? And you expect a man, this is exactly why men don't approach women. But you expect a man to just be cool with that? Let me get into the next video. You're going to see more doing it. And I'm going to come back to this.
Tell me why I get so mad when an ugly man approaches me or tries to hit on me. Like, the audacity, like, stay in your lane.
I wonder why they left.
Stay in your lane.
I have never understood this mindset. It just seems so unnecessarily rude and arrogant to get angry at a man for approaching you because you find him unattractive. He didn't actually do anything disrespectful to you. You just don't like his face. Personally, when a man approaches me, I feel...
And that's the thing, because that guy, he did do something disrespectful. He shouldn't have. This lady, this guy did it. And she still went off. Why are you going off? The man didn't call you out your name. Nothing. I can see if it was like the last situation, but with this situation, that didn't happen. Why are you going off?
Flattered, and I also feel impressed that he had the courage to do so, because I'm awkward and I probably wouldn't, regardless of what he looks like. And you don't have to accept every romantic advancement, but this type of attitude just grosses me out. And a man approaching you isn't inherently weird or creepy unless he actually says or does something disrespectful or weird. In fact, approaching and taking that calculated risk is just how a lot of people meet.
Yeah, that is how a lot of people meet. And a lot of times, ladies say, oh, try harder. So a man can't do what? Listen to what y'all say. I said it before. Ladies, oh, I'm a female coach. Follow me for more on TikTok. Like, no, that's not going to help, man. There's something you're going to get wrong, and a man's going to go in and be sad and wonder, man, why isn't that happening for me? Because you're missing certain parts of the puzzle that she didn't give you.
Mr. Master, I wish I was making this, but a guy, the ship is empty. The guy comes, he puts himself right here in this corner. He starts waving at me. I remove my headphone, I'm like, what? He's like, what's your name? I'm like, you have to be kidding me. I was like, are you seriously approaching me right now? He was like, yeah, I want you to show me how to do the Stairmaster. Oh my God. So I go, you're a grown man, you can do it by yourself. You just push the green button. So he like, fake gets on the Stairmaster. He does it for like 2 seconds, starts waving at me again, because I put my headphone back on. He's like, what's your name? Why won't you tell me your name? I'm like, You're bothering me right now. I'm literally exercising. Please, this is not appropriate. And he left. What the
The man tried. He tried. Bro, he didn't get the memo. He got it now. They're going off. Why are men not talking to us? Video after video, you see it. And these videos are still happening. The first video, I understand. The guy called her out of name, but what was she doing? Being ratchet.
That chair, I don't have to sit here. I'm going to remove myself from that scenario if I don't want to be bothered with you, or if you're doing something that I'm uncomfortable with. You know,
And shout out to her. She's a YouTuber as well, Reva TV. Shout out to you.
a lot of these women have this macho ego, like they have something to prove, as if they are a man and can defend themselves in the same exact way that a man can. And I don't understand, like, why women have decided that they need to walk around with this inflated ego as if it is going to prove something to anybody. You don't look more cool. You don't look like you're more in control of the situation. You don't look like, you know, the head honcho. You don't look like whatever it is that you think that you look like. It just looks to me like you just look ignorant. You just look like you don't mind putting yourself in harm's way. You don't mind if stuff takes a negative turn to your detriment just so that you can prove to other people that you got it like that.
Ugh, I hate coming out. I'm going back inside forever.
But why didn't you do that before? Not only did you disrespect this man, not only did you attempt to humiliate him or embarrass him, but you also put a video of him up on social media. And you guys clearly live in a similar area to one another. So if he now would retaliate on you based off of the portrayal or you trying to emasculate him, not only to his face, but then again on social media, then he gonna be wrong. If the roles were reversed and a woman was walking up to a man and she was clearly inebriated.
Yeah, if the roles were reversed, it'd be nothing. He'd probably say, Mom, not interested, and let it be that. I doubt he would get all out of sorts and, oh, you stupid. Could you imagine a woman trying to talk to me like, no, what you doing? You ugly. Like the other one, oh, you ugly. Oh, you see me on the Stairmaster? Don't you see me sweating bullets trying to get it in? And the woman sitting there, no guys hit on me at the gym. I look at them. A guy's looking at you like, what are you looking at? I know what you said already. I saw your 5 videos you made. If I see this next woman that was on the Stairmaster in the video, I'm going to throw up. Like, just gag reflex. Throw up all over the floor. Like, say I'm sitting here watching, like, right now, right? My kitchen's right there. Just projectile straight to the kitchen. Seriously, sick. Because I'm sick of this.
Sir, your balls are in my face. Like, get the from me. I feel like nowadays you just can't be a nice, genuine person. I just think it's really hard being genuine because you never know who has bad intentions with you. But yesterday, I saw one of my gym friends, like an older guy. I don't know what gave him the impression that this was okay, but he's literally talking to me, like eyeing me, and he literally grabs me by the neck just like this. And I'm like, okay. And I was just dumbfounded. Like, we're friends. He's never given me any type of, like, weird vibe. I was just like, okay, maybe that's just how he is. I was just making up a bunch of excuses, but no, it's weird. Like, maybe it was just a one-time thing. I don't know. Like, I just genuinely didn't know. So I didn't stick up for myself, which I'm really upset that I didn't stick up for myself. And then tell me why. He comes up to me again on the hip thrust machine. Very vulnerable machine. I was mid-workout, actually. He's just towering over me. And I'm just closing my eyes. I'm like, I'm not even gonna entertain this. Like, maybe he'll go away. Like, who interrupts someone during a set? He didn't go away. And I finished my set. I said, yes, like, hello. He's like, you know what you're doing there? Yeah, I know what I'm doing there. I've been working out for 6+ years. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Thank you. It's like, you know what you're doing there? Yeah, I know what I'm doing there. But do you know what you're doing? Are you gonna say something else? Yeah, I know what I'm doing there. Like, thank you. Like, is that it? No, I'm just checking in on you. Checking in? You don't need to check in on someone during a workout. And then you put your feet on the hip thrust platform, right? And it literally looks like this. Okay. Like, sir, your balls are in my face. Like, get the me. I thought I was starting to get really good at finding out who's trying to get to know you for the wrong reasons, but I guess not. It's just really disheartening, especially at the gym. I like to make friends. I like to talk to people because, like, you know, we're all here for the same reason. We can encourage each other and everything, but that just makes me not want to. But I'm just gonna keep my distance with everything, and hopefully I'll keep finding genuine, loving people that actually just want to support you. But that's it. Thank you.
That video. And to me, if you're worried about how a girl's gonna react when you approach her at the gym, if like you're just like being friendly or like, you know, complimenting her or whatever, I feel like that says a lot more about you than it does about the girl. Because I'm 18, I'm a competitive power lifter. You have lifted at like commercial gyms, I've lifted at my university gym, and throughout my entire time lifting, like guys come up to talk to me, say like, oh, keep it up, or ask me about like my lifts, what sports I play, all of those types of things. I've had maybe 2 bad experiences, and they weren't even that crazy. It was just like the guys were like a little weird. And these are men that are my age, that are in their 30s and their 50s and their 70s, like whatever. I've had like a handful of bad experiences because the men that approach me are genuinely just like being nice and asking questions, and then once we're done with the conversation, they're leaving. I feel like a lot of people in this comment section don't understand gym etiquette. It is not a bother to ask someone to spot you, like ever. Like most people at the gym who go to the gym regularly don't mind when people come ask to spot them because they'd rather you be safe and not die. And also to go back to that video, when like the guys I was talking about who like won't ask me for a spot, these are guys who I either have talked to in the gym who are like, I'll wave at them when I see every day, or they're just people who are at the gym every single day. They see me talk to other people at the gym, and they know I'm not gonna like bite. And so I'm just like, it's just crazy to me that like you would ask someone else who is moving less weight, which again, no tea, but who was moving less weight over someone who's moving more weight. I personally always feel comfortable with the person who's stronger because I'm like, if I actually need help, you can save me. But like, that's really besides the point. Overall, I think men have taken this pushback that women have, you know, had with the feminist movement specifically of, you know, be like mindful of how you talk to women or how you approach women. Don't be creepy and weird, because a lot of women have had bad experiences with men approaching them, and we don't like want to go through that. So talk to women like normal human beings and not like objects. And men have taken that and be like, oh my god, well, we can't do anything anymore. And I think men have also taken like the handful of videos that we see on social media of girls, you know, posting about like gym creeps and like, well, I don't want to get caught. Well, you're not going to get caught if you're not doing anything weird. Like if you're going to a store and you don't steal, they're not going to catch you on camera stealing. I just think all in all, men are having this grand reaction to a really minute ask and request from women to just be like, hey, talk to me like a person and not an object. And men are having this grand reaction because I think there's various reasons, but yeah, I think it's not crazy for a woman to ask to be talked to like normal, but that doesn't also mean you can't talk to women, because women are also human beings and can have friends, you know?
You know what I think she's missing the mark, right? Is a lot of guys around your age that are coming up don't have enough practice. Let me explain, right? Because when I was younger, girls wanted to be talked to. Like, it was different. It was a different time. I'm a millennial that grew up with the Gen Xers. I'm the first year of millennial in 81. And it's completely different time than now. Now you can't talk to anyone. That's how I got girls talking, walking and talking through New York City. Had some of the best looking women, you know, even had some of the most hood rat women. But you talk, and that's all you needed was your mouth. So now men don't get the practice. Like the other lady, she's like, oh, the guy came up to me at the gym and he's talking, and I'm sitting there looking like maybe he's a little awkward. Maybe he doesn't talk to women much, or maybe he doesn't know how to be smooth. Because men in this generation haven't been able to get enough practice. So what's going to happen now? Men are going to stop approaching because they don't know how to. So you ladies have to understand what's going on. the guys that are approaching or the guys that are hand clapping all over the town, smacking everything. And then, oh, men are bad. I saw a lady, and the lady called the guy gay the last video I did. Older woman too. She's close to my age or around my age. Calling the guy gay because he said there's good black men out there. There are. Are we blind? They're struggling with what I'm saying right now. And she calls the guy gay. So what are you dating men? What's happening today is comical. It is. Think of it as a guy my age, right? Think about a guy my age that understands many different aspects of life and many different scenarios, right? That understands exactly what's happening nowadays. You're giving this advice to men as a woman who's a power lifter. Oh yeah, dramatic. No. A lot of guys are missing the mark. Why? Because as you stated, because of feminism. Yes. A lot of guys are missing the mark. See what y'all created? Congratulations. This is what you have to deal with now. Men not approaching, not talking, going out, looking pretty. Nada. Nothing.
Because I don't want to be bothered? Like, clearly, I'm doing something. Go away. Okay, so I guess you meet guys online then? Ew, no, what kind of creep stalks my IG and DMs me? Oh, okay, so you approach the guys then. Oh, what? Why would I ever date a guy who didn't have the confidence to approach me? Like, you just said you hate when guys approach you. Yeah, only when I'm clearly doing something. Plus, those guys are always super awkward anyway. How is a guy supposed to know when you're clearly doing something? And yeah, of course he's going to be a little bit awkward. He's starting a conversation out of thin air with a girl who may or may not be attracted to him and may or may not be busy. I mean, just approach me at a bar or a club. That's when I tend to meet guys. You mean when you're drunk and impulsive? Yeah. How do those relationships tend to go?
You see the dilemma? You see? This is what's wrong with the dating market. Perfect example she just displayed. This is exactly what men have to deal with.
On how a man gets hotter when he leaves you alone. I know to some men that sounds like an insult, but stick with me. When a man is bold enough to come up and ask you for something, like a little bit of your time to talk, while simultaneously respectful enough to give you space and respect your no, that makes him so much more attractive. I actually just saw this video about this girl saying that, like, a man wanting to do more sexually, and then her saying, like, no, I'm not in the mood right now, and then him saying, like, oh, okay, that's no problem, we could just watch the show. She said that makes her want him so much more all of a sudden. She's like, wait, actually, I changed my mind, let's do it. And I related so hard to that. It's not like we don't like talking to men or having men. For most of us, our favorite memories involve a man. Most of us get so excited to be talking to a man. Most of us dream someday of marrying a man and having a family with a man. We love men. We're just a little afraid of them. Because they're powerful, they're big, and they're strong, and a lot of them feel entitled to certain things. We don't know how safe we are with you. It's not that we think you're some dangerous monster that we don't want to associate with. It's that we know you're bigger and stronger than us, and so we have to be cautious just in case you're not safe. And it's really hard to feel attraction to someone if you're not sure yet if you're safe or not. But when a man shows with his words and actions that he is safe, that he will respect your boundaries, that he won't stalk you, and that he's emotionally regulated enough to be okay with being told no sometimes, that opens the door for us to settle into considering whether or not we find this man attractive. Now, for the men watching, that doesn't mean that you can just sit on the sidelines, do nothing, and women will start approaching you. We want to know you feel attracted to us, you find us desirable, and you're safe. So that means shooting your shot, letting her know your feelings, letting her know what you want, and also respecting the no. One of the biggest tips I can give a man is never overstay your welcome. As soon as a woman shows even the slightest sign of maybe feeling uncomfortable, you leave. Leave kindly and respectfully, but leave. Brenna, what if I'm reading it wrong? That's fine. That's better, actually. You're building anticipation. Women love anticipation. It's like foreplay, but for conversations. Foreplay is arguably our favorite part. If you ended it because she was uncomfortable, great, you did the right thing. If you were wrong and she wasn't uncomfortable, you just made yourself the man who's very intriguing. Red pill dudes will literally give the advice, like, leave women alone a little bit, like, don't give them too much attention. They think it's because we want people to treat us badly or something, because they're not very smart and are bad listeners. They're wrong about the reasoning, but they're right about the actions. A man who's not pestering you is probably a safe man. A man who's saying, I'm really nice and respectful, you don't have to worry about me, I'm a really good guy, and not leaving you alone, he's scarier than the guy who's just walking away. I heard a guy say once, like, women don't want you to be too desperate about them. Disagree. Most women want a man to be desperate for her. They want him to be falling over for her. But only if it's actually desperate for me, not just desperate for a woman, any woman's contact. I love attention. I love someone desperately wanting me, but I want to make sure I'm safe first and foremost. If you're cornering me, not giving me enough space, giving stalker vibes, I can't be attracted to you because I'm too busy being concerned about you. I've had men approach me before and thought to myself, like, please don't talk to me, please don't talk to me, please don't talk to me. And then they stop far away from me and they say something like, is it okay if I talk to you for a minute? And I'm like, yeah. Because in that split second of them pausing, giving me space, asking for permission, they just showed this respect for my boundaries that made me feel safe and comfortable. And I thought, what the hell, I'll give them a chance. It's not that women don't know what they want or they want to play these games. It's that we want to feel safe. And there are things that might not feel unsafe to you that feel unsafe to us.
Get lost. That's what I'm just saying.
Ladies, gather here, we need to talk. Especially our black ladies in the Western world. Black ladies in general and all ladies, we need to talk. This discussion is for you.
Tell them
if you are a lady out there and you specialize in humiliating men, turning down advances from men, and notwithstanding the fact that you think that most of them are not genuine and men come to you, you humiliate them, this topic is for you. Do you know how many women we have out there that are single, of different age, different size, different shape, different weight, and different desires? You have at least 2 billion single ladies out there, at least 2 billion, who are looking for eligible partner. And a man out of these 2 billion choose to walk up to you having the courage to ask you out. Do you think that is easy? It is not easy at all if you don't know. Aside the issue of the courage, among 2 billion of you who are single, the man chose you. You should be celebrating. I have not said you should accept him. This is a different case. But for the fact that out of 2 billion women, a man picked you to talk to, you should be celebrating. You should be happy. And if for any reason, due to one deficiency in quality, character, or another, that you are going to turn down the man, in fact, say it respectfully and appreciate the man for approaching you. There are ladies out there, ladies with impeccable character. Money, they have it. Education, they have it. And their only worry is not even that they are looking for a husband. No man has ever approached them to ask them out. Are you aware? And then for you that men are coming for, your quest for money, African women, you that is looking at me, money, ego. You will leave the average men that you are supposed to marry and have peace. You are looking for money. You think money is everything. That is because you don't have it. The moment you have money, you begin to realize that money is about the most stupid thing you can have. That is when you now realize.
My man said it. They see he's talking to African women, but he said it. He said all of the West, right? I guess Africa now, a lot of parts of Africa are kind of considered somewhat the West. They adopt the mindsets. I mean, that's one of the places where they speak the most English, so they listen to the music. Yeah, they've adopted everything. But this is why a lot of guys choose not to go to the motherland, but because it's just like the West. Because they're looking at the same thing. They want a man with money, and they humiliate men who approach them. Could you imagine that, going to Africa and being humiliated for approaching a woman? You're going to say, okay, I need to try somewhere else. Don't get me wrong. There are women that want you, black man in Africa. So keep going. Keep going. Because it's still much different than in Western culture. And the West, is different than being in New York City. I'll tell you that.
women feel depressed, and some men don't understand or appreciate a woman's natural beauty. And let's get into this one. This comment was left under this video of this girl who sells glute programs and programs to build your butt, and she clearly has a BBL, and this guy's calling her out for, you know, lying to her audience. And then this guy left that comment, and then a bunch of girls in the comments are like, this, exactly, this. It's weird how suddenly it always becomes like a man's fault, like it's a man's fault that this girl got a BBL and lies to her audience. While I don't disagree, beauty standards in the last like 20 years have obviously increased. I think it's quite funny that like when we always like have that argument about like, oh, well, why are girls wearing this, they'll be like, oh, we do it for ourselves. We do it for other women. And then suddenly when these scenarios come up, suddenly it's a man's fault for raising the beauty standard because now they're trying to like fit this beauty standard that men are creating. So are you doing it for yourself or are you doing it for men? Because the reality is if you guys are actually dressing for yourself and you're actually doing everything for yourself, then technically the beauty standards making women feel depressed would be a result of other women, not men. Then on the opposite side of that, if you guys are going to admit that no, men are the ones that are making the beauty standards raised, then you're admitting that you guys are putting things on and wearing certain things for men. So it doesn't make sense. And to be honest, I really do believe, I don't know where this like whole stereotype that men are more like superficial when it comes to looks than women. Like in my personal experience, most of the time, like I meet a woman, she has a lot of qualifications in the looks department that she'll like say out loud. She'll be like, I want him to be 6 foot. I don't want him to be going bald. I want him to be this. I want him to be in good shape. Most men are not being like, oh, I want her to be like super fit. She has to look like this. Most of them just want you to be nice. I do agree that a lot of men are able to overcompensate for not being as attractive as women, but like most men don't really need to be with a supermodel, and that's not really what they're asking. From my personal experience, I think most men would take a girl who's just in relatively good shape and has a relatively attractive face. Well, I don't think that always fits for most women. The moral of the story here is the beauty standards didn't cause this woman to go and lie to her audience and get a BBL. Her lack of character did. And if the beauty standards did go and do that, it wasn't from men. It was most likely from women. But that's just my opinion. But hey, what do you think?
Answer's coming.